Let's sew up this small dumpster. The front piece, back piece, and side parts. Take out the crocheted front piece, back piece, and side. We can see this front and back piece. One side has a curve. The curved side is the bottom of the dumpster. We start sewing from the top. Take out the yarn of the same color. Thread the yarn through the sewing needle. First, stitch the yarn a few times inside the fabric to secure it. Stitch to this point here. Then take out the crocheted side. Sew them together one by one like this. Stack them together. Then wrap around to the bottom edge. Also sew them one by one. Tighten the yarn. Sew the top together. Also tighten the yarn one by one. Then thread the yarn into the fabric. This yarn end is inside the fabric. We can ignore it. We need to cut this yarn. The fabric is now sewn together. Sew the other part using the same method. You can sew it together on your own. This is what the front and back pieces of the dumpster look like after sewing the sides. Next, let's install the eyes for it. The eyes can be attached to either side of the front or back piece. Attach it to this side here. The eyes are attached to this side, between the third and fourth rows from the top. First, we find the third to fourth rows. Then space the two eyes 7 stitches apart. Move it aside a bit first. These two positions, check if they are symmetrical. You can move it a little to the side. Move it a bit this way. This position is about right. First, attach one eye. Attach the other eye. Install the safety back pieces on the back. Now the eyes are installed. Next, we take out the top of the dumpster. The top will be connected together using a crochet hook. Take out the yarn of the corresponding color. Put it on your hand. Press the yarn end onto the fabric. Then take out the crochet hook. Insert the hook into any position on the side of this gray area. Find the 5th stitch on top in the same way. Count the 5th stitch from this side. Yarn over the crochet hook and pull through. First, crochet a chain stitch as the standing stitch for the single crochet. Next, crochet single crochets in sequence. Place the yarn end over the crochet hook. Attach the stitch marker. Place the yarn end on top of the crochet hook. You can ignore this yarn end now. At the last stitch on this side, we need to crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch. 1 stitch on each side of the corner on this piece of fabric. We need to crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch on both sides. Crochet another single crochet in the same stitch. Crochet another one. Then turn to this side. Crochet 3 single crochets in the stitch on this side. Next, crochet single crochets in sequence. Keep crocheting single crochets like this. When you reach the last stitch here, let's demonstrate again. Crochet to this point. Crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch. Turn to this point. Crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch. Then, crochet single crochets one by one. Be careful not to miss a stitch. Crochet 3 single crochets in the last one. Then turn to the side. This side also corresponds to crocheting single crochets one by one. Please crochet on your own until leaving a small opening. Crochet to this point, leaving a small opening. Add stuffing. First, tear and fluff. Then add stuffing in small amounts multiple times. No need to overfill, everyone can add it on their own. Then continue crocheting to finish the whole round. Here, the last stitch. Crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch. Then turn to this side and crochet 3 single crochets in the same stitch. Continue crocheting single crochets in sequence. A last slip stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Tighten and cut the yarn. Then thread the yarn end through the sewing needle. This completes the sewing of dumpster top. Next, let's sew on the arms. Sew the arms onto the side of dumpster. On the 4th to 5th rows from top to bottom. Insert needle. Stitch a few times inside the fabric. Then, fasten off. thread the other yarn end into the sewing needle. Sew a few times inside the fabric using the same method. Fasten off. This completes the sewing of one arm. Please sew the other arm on the other side in the same way. This is how it looks after both arms are sewn. Next, let's sew the legs. Sew the legs to the bottom of the dumpster. Leave a gap of 6 stitches between the legs on both sides. First, find a symmetrical position with a 6th stitch gap. These two positions. Then move back a little bit. Then pull it through from any position. Next, thread the other yarn end into the sewing needle. Sew it into the fabric. Pull it through from the same position. Tie a knot with these two yarn ends. Fasten off. Insert the yarn end into the fabric. Then skip 6 stitches. Use the same method to sew the other leg on the other side. This is what it looks like after both legs are sewn. Use the same method for the other 2 legs. Sew them at the back. This is what it looks like after all 4 legs are sewn. Next, we will sew flame number 1. Sew flame number 1 in the middle at the top of the dumpster. Then weave in the ends. This completes the sewing of flame number 1. Next, take out flame number 2. Thread the yarn into the sewing needle. Sew number 2 behind number 1. Weaving in ends. This completes the sewing of the flame. Next, use black yarn to embroider a mouth onto the green dumpster between the 2 eyes. Then count down to the 5th row. Embroider a V-shaped mouth. This is the position right in the middle of the 2 eyes. Insert the needle at any position. Pull both yarn ends out from the same spot. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn ends. Poke the yarn end into the fabric. The green small dumpster is completed. Next, let's embroider a mouth onto the purple dumpster. The mouth is on the 5th row from the top and between the 2 eyes. Insert the needle from any position here. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn ends. A purple small dumpster is completed.